Okay, hey everybody. This is basically just a conclusion to the video that was deleted off the DoorDash site yesterday called "We Are Not the Same." Basically, explaining conclusion to what I posted earlier. I just wanted to get on here and say everybody is not just outright bashing this woman, me myself included. Like literally, I think she's a great motivator. I think she does have the gift of gab. I think that, really personally, I think it's just the money that she came in contact with, because she did not have money like that given to her in a lump sum before like that. I just think that it just went to her head. Fame, popularity, or whatnot, all went to her head. Now, do she have a pattern of scamming people? Yeah, she does. Based off of that video that I had showed you in 2019, she does have a thing of scamming people, especially if in 2024 she created a blueprint to show you how to become viral on YouTube, and basically putting that thing in there. All right. Like I said, I'm the type of person that I like to try to find the good in everybody, and if I can, I will. And sometimes when people try to explain stuff, because either they're so passionate about it or so upset, you don't quite come off the way they're trying to tell you. I have that issue myself sometimes when I get upset about something or passionate about something myself. So I get it. So sometimes you have to look past the hype in their voice when they're talking and just listen to the message. The same thing I've been telling everybody about her. Listen to the message. Don't listen to the or don't be like and all the excitement. That's the theatrics of her videos. And I told you, even though I have been one to say, maybe that's just her personality or whatever. I also been one to say, before all of that came out about her possibly defrauding people and scamming people or whatever, it was something about her that didn't really quite sit right with me, and I kind of had to get out of myself and maybe look at it again, because it was just something that just did not seem right about some of her videos, and I was picking up on it. A matter of factly, my daughter, when I first started watching her, she happened to be over there, and I was like, man, I said, she gets you motivated, she gets you wanting to do content creation, but it's something about the way she's saying it. One of my daughters, who, unfortunately, this girl will tell a lie before she tells the truth. I mean, she walked in, and the first time she heard her, she goes, she lied. I was like, how you know this girl lying? How you know this woman lying? She could be actually, mama, don't watch her no more. She is straight lying. I should have took heed to that. But like I said, I try to find the good in everything with anybody, because I have a thing where I kind of put myself in people's shoes, and I do that in order to relate to what they're going through, so I don't come off so harsh all the time. I'm a real direct, upfront, and honest person, so that in itself, a lot of people can't take that, and so I get it. I get that coming off a little harder, on things. You got to learn how. I have to learn how to not come so direct. So, as my dad used to tell me, he said, "Girl, you got that shotgun method. Like, what you be saying to be right, but when you hit them with it, you really hit them with it, and you breaking people down. And that is not something I do on purpose. It's just automatic. It's automatic when I see somebody is being lied to, or somebody's trying to take advantage of somebody, or trying to take advantage of the situation. And I think partially that's what's going on with her. She tapped into something, because I really do think she tapped into something, far as outside of the norm what everybody was doing, and it did work. Some people keep saying she got lucky or whatever. Here's the thing. I think her consistency in uploading at least 4 or 5 videos a day with the audience she already had caused the algorithm to push it out to everybody a lot faster than what it did the 4 years prior to her being on there. I really think that is what's the driving force behind her. She like most people have said, she had entitled a video that a lot of people was talking about quitting the 9 to 5, and she engaged with the people, and she used her emotional side to connect with the people, and then she kept doing it. She kept doing it over and 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 over again, to the point where at one point I thought, well, god darn, you just keep wearing the same thing in your videos? I mean, like, you don't never change your clothes? Like, you never move from where you at? Like, this was going through my mind, you know. But then I had to look. I said, well, maybe she batch recording videos all on the same day or whatever, because she had so much to say, and that's what she was doing. So everybody don't just automatically assume that because a person is bringing something to light when somebody does something negative to hurt someone else, if their intention is to hurt someone else, that they're being a hater. No, I mean, and I'm not gonna say everybody is doing it to protect somebody, because that's not true. Some people are probably doing it to get numbers and ratings and stuff on their thing, but some people are genuinely doing it because they're just sick and tired of people taking advantage of other folks. Like, y'all gotta think, we're in a time where some people, well, we are sort of in a recession, right? People are looking for ways to make money on top of what they already have, or either, like some people say, quit and do something else because they're just tired. They're tired of being taken advantage of. And so you have a person that comes on here and they're getting you motivated, they're getting you hype about what, you know, about things or whatever. That's why on one of my responses when I was talking to somebody was like, y'all attacking her, you're attacking her. I say, no, we're not attacking her. I do understand why you're defending her. Trust me, I get it. I was defending her as well, until I had to start listening to her message. In a previous video that I made, Mr. Live Video School, he had said about, you know, sharing people's content. And actually it was funny because he was making that video and I had already did it with, and I'm not saying I'm the first person doing that, no. I'm not really tech savvy when it comes to all the editing, so I actually had did that prior to me looking at that video. But he was saying there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're adding value. And when he said that, it kind of clicked on me about what he said about value. So as I'm listening to a lot of videos, I'm looking for that value. And that's what I end up doing with DoorDash. I was looking for her value in the video that she was saying. And so I had to kind of block out the entertainment portion that she was giving and the connecting feeling that I kept saying was authentic, open, and raw, and really listen to what she was saying. And when I did that and I started going back on all her videos, it literally was the same pattern all the time. Outside of whatever she had going on that she needed to ask people for money for, it was the same thing. That was the theatrics of it. I get it. Because, you know, like I've said in previous videos, if you can keep somebody on the video for 6 seconds, you got a view. That's what a view is with YouTube, by the way. You don't have to watch it halfway through. It's just a couple of seconds. They consider it as a view. Your watch time is actual going through the video. So from the simple fact that she just kept you entertained for that long, the view got caught, right? So she clearly mastered that skill for her as keeping your attention on her video. And maybe some of them probably come with some of the crazy videos, because even with my own, sometimes I look back and I be like, ones that I'm just looking weird on or whatever, people are looking at it more, so, but it's crazy. But they do. I don't know why people are attracted to that, but people do. So I had to kind of look past all that and just listen to what all her messages was. And if you go back and you listen to her messages from previous, you can start from today and just work your way backwards. It'll reveal itself like a story going backwards, or do it from 3 months ago and just look at the videos and move forward to today. It almost sounds like a story going on, but it's the same storyline. I need help. I don't have money. I'm waiting on this. I'm waiting on a check. I'm waiting for this. Outside of all the theatrics, that's outside of the 1 to 2 minutes worth of motivating you to get on, she'll start off with the excitement, then it'll be, you can do this, or whatever the motivation. She'll give the motivational speech. Then after the motivational speech, she'll show you money or whatever. She'll show you pending money. She'll show you views or whatnot, to keep you engaged as to, wow, how can I do that? But never really tell you how can you do that, right? Then she goes off and she tells you what's going on in her life to connect with you, the viewer. And one of the patterns I noticed was she kept saying a lot about, I really didn't want to ask y'all this, but I have a lot of you telling me to ask for it. So you keep telling me to put my cash app out there, and you're telling me I need to ask, my subscribers. Sometimes she'll go, my follower. Then she'll catch it because they'll say subscribers, because she don't want to sound like y'all are all just trailing along with her. So she'll try to switch it back to subscribers, and then she'll go, but I went ahead and I'm asking now. I'm putting my cash app out there now because I want to do this, or I want to do that. I want to buy myself some shoes. One of the things that kind of triggered me at first about, was she serious? Because during that time she was talking about going to this gospel conference, and I am a Christian woman myself, and that really resonated with me on that video, because she just wanted to get to the Lord. She wanted to hear the Lord's word. She wanted to hear a word from the Lord, right? Now on the video, she started the video off when she was at her house, and she was talking about how she was going to step out on faith. She really didn't have enough money, but she had to have some money. Now this was prior to her getting the first check. She had to have some money to get to the conference, because in order to get to the conference, you had to buy your ticket, one, okay? So then she had to travel to the conference, because the conference wasn't at her house, two. She had to have a place to stay, Airbnb, which she stayed, three. That's three things she done paid for out of her pocket that she ain't got no money to do with, right? And she haven't gotten a check. But prior to going to this conference, she kept saying she didn't have any money to go. She needed money. She needed help. And God in her audience basically told her to put her cash app up there. And she'll be grateful and happy, and if anybody can help her out, to get to this conference, because there's a word at the conference for her. And I'm not doubting there probably was a word at the conference for her. Maybe to be humble, repent, don't do this. I feel like maybe that conference was something that conference probably should include her in, that these times were coming towards her, and she needed to have discernment of what was ever going to take over her, because clearly something else has taken over her, or maybe it was already in her. Homegirl did not have any money, but she was going to go up there anyway. Sister girl got decked out to go to this conference. Yes, she did, by the donations that y'all were all giving her. And y'all gave her quite a bit of donation. From what I counted on the thing when I was doing my research backwards, I think it was probably somewhere between $2,500 and $3,000 that y'all had actually donated to her. outside of her check that she was supposed to get, that first $6,000 check. Then it was, I don't have any shoes. But I was looking at them shoes that she was in the conference with. Them conference shoes, it was looking mighty new, right? But she didn't have the money to get the shoes or whatever. Then after the conference, of course, she went out to eat and all this other stuff because y'all was able to do that. But what really struck me with her whole conference thing is after the first day of the conference, she was saying how she probably gonna have to go back home because she don't have no money to do anything else. So y'all got her to the conference, but now you ain't even got no money to even park your car at the conference, and you don't know if you can stay at the conference that you gonna pay a ticket for, you done bought clothes for, you done get an Airbnb for, you done bought new shoes, all this money you have invested on your own that you don't have, right? To get to this conference, and now you can't even stay to the conference. So she came back and she was selling y'all why she just really needed the money and the funds, and like kind-hearted people do, y'all gave it to her, right? Finally got her check, and was motivating people in between that. Finally got her check. She kept motivating me by showing y'all everything or whatnot. Finally got that check and went on a shopping spree. Just completely went on a shopping spree. Like, at first she went to Target, and I was like, well, I'm thinking to myself, girl, you better go to Walmart. Target ain't called Target for nothing. I mean, they expensive. Like, you better take your mind to Walmart and make that money stretch, I even think I said something to her on a video, and I was trying to tell her about it's probably a little wise to budget a little bit, kind of budget your money, get it the scratch versus, But then I thought about it, so well, maybe it's just content, so she's just going to use this for content or whatever. And she did. She did like a little shopping spree, things that she needed, and she showed the people that she was shopping or whatever. But then next thing you know, girl bought $80 candles. She went to the Hyatt. She done got massages. She living it up. She doing it big. She doing it real big. All on this $6,000. Now we have a Hyatt in Jacksonville, Florida, and baby, a night you're gonna spend about $200-$300 a night at that Hyatt, depending on what room, and it could possibly be even more. And for my daughter, she was even eating at Hyatt. At my daughter's birthday party that we had a few years at the Hyatt, I don't think nobody walked out of there without paying like $75 for a plate. Like, that place is expensive, like real expensive. I was telling my daughter, girl, you should have picked something else than this. But all right, let's go. This is what she wanted, so this is what she planned for as far as my daughter. But this was a woman who was saying she had no money. She was asking people for money or whatever, and she just like doing it big. Then she gave a couple of more motivational speech, all in the same exact order. Let me get the order in the exact order that she was giving to y'all or to us, because hook, line, and sinker, everybody just so relatable to her, right? A couple of days later, after her shopping spree and everything else, she's saying she want to go to Disney World. But in the same video, talking about she still got 2 weeks to get her check. A couple of more weeks before she get her second check, and now the second check almost $8,000-$9,000. Now people say on her thing, like, people shouldn't talk about what they made or their money. Now I don't necessarily agree with that, because with budgeting videos, people actually show you what they make. Some don't. Some keep it private, and they just show you their they don't show you their rent and stuff like that. They only show you what they spend groceries on and stuff like that. But for the most part, when you're doing budgeting videos, I myself included, you share what you made, Now, when sometimes I used to share what I paid myself, not overall what I made. And then was one point in time I did show everything what I made, right? And some people say, well, only poor people show you your money. That ain't necessarily true. Some wealthy people do show you their money. Some people feel like, what are you going to do about me telling you what I have? You can't force me to do something I'm not willing to do, right? And that's even true with her. This is her money, so she could do what she wants with her money. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't do what you want. But if what you want is interfering with what you need to rethink it. So you ain't always begging and borrowing and asking people for money. You could do it on your own. With better planning. And like her video in 2019, I think that was her big issue, because she was trying to do something she didn't have no money for. And so instead of her waiting till she can get her money together to start the business, she figured, well, I get the orders from the people and I use their money. And then she undercut the market, and that's what ended up happening on that note. Okay, plain and simple, poor planning, poor money, but budgeting as well. And now this, you see where she's doing poor money management skills. Like, some people don't even make $6,000 in 2 months. You hear you got it in one, and actually you got $9,000 because you was getting money from people as well as you were still working. So really, it was probably about 10 or 11,000 outside of your, not outside, but total. Then of course I'm sure you had to pay your bills or something like that. So I'm just trying to see, like, how in the world you went through all that money in 1 month and hollering broke 2 weeks before the 30-day period done roll back around again. That is poor money management, right? So that night, Saturday night, when she did the video entitled "We Are Not the Same," she basically was saying on that video that she deleted, and the reason she deleted was so many people that was on that video with her, after they heard well, it wasn't a live video, but what she had posted, but she was actually commenting as people was commenting, on her video that she had just posted. Because as soon as she posted, people went over there and started looking at it. But in the video, she was basically saying that for the people that's talking about her or whatever, basically the haters, the one who's using her name for money or whatever, and talking about stuff that she had done in her past. She got the money, and she got the money regardless. And she ain't the type of person that yield to caution. We are not the same, because you want to use negativity to hold you back. I'm not going to hold the negativity to hold me back. I'm going to go after what I want. And regardless of what happened in the past or now, I got the money. And what y'all did not stop me from getting my money. And God also blessed me as well. She was like, God also blessed me as well. So then she started talking about, because God blessed her, she's here, basically like she's here today or whatever. Then she went to going on about how, people are trying to put their negativity on her, to try to bring her down and stuff like that. And making and saying all these lies, basically saying kind of like lies about her or whatnot. And that wasn't the case. People are basically just saying what you did. He was talking about the blueprint that she had did, and that she had this product that she was getting ready to put out. But that's when people was like, well, I purchased the product and there was nothing really there. Maybe it should have been a little bit more than what you put on there, because you're charging people $19 and you ain't really saying anything, So a lot of people was kind of upset about that as well, But the attitude she was having was, so what? I'm blessed. And so when I read it, I was like, well, God will bless the just as well as the unjust, especially if the unjust is connected to somebody that's just, that God will get the glory from. So blessings ain't about money. Blessings about the value that you add to people's life. There it goes, the value. What Live Video School had said, the value of what you add to people's life. It ain't got nothing to do with money. I said, so maybe people are coming at you the way they're coming at you because of your delivery. Now, prior to me having this conversation over the video that she had posted up or whatever, other people, I had looked at Ringo TV reviews video about her, and I watched a couple of them. It was kind of hard to watch because it really did seem like he was just kind of being, having jealous, envy, and hate or whatever because she was doing it outside of the norm. But then there was one video where I guess he finally calmed down and he could really talk about what he was trying to say and why he felt like he felt about people. And it was in that video that I was finally able to listen to what this man was saying and receive what he was saying. And like I told him in his video, it ain't necessarily what you're saying is wrong, but it might be the delivery and that you're using, and then there was Mr. Skinny that was acting like he had quit his 9 to 5 and really didn't quit his 9 to 5. I got it after I seen his video, but it was how Ringo was using his video to basically bash her video, and I'm like, man, this ain't the way to do this. We shouldn't be bashing her. Why ain't nobody helping her, right? And about as fast as I was saying that, C Stizzy, he was writing. A guy had commented on his video. He wrote a thing about the rabbit hole. This was early or whatever. He finally responded back to me about something on there that I had wrote to him about his little rabbit hole thing, which is, you could go back and watch other videos, get the whole point of why I said that. Anyway, he had posted, while all this going on, he posted a video, and he was basically telling DoorDash to get in contact with him because he had an idea for her, and everybody around here bashing her or whatever, and he wanted to do something with her to where he could show her, and I'm for the most part, that's kind of what he was saying, show her something that could help her, It was like somebody was reaching out and trying to offer help to this woman. So I'm like, go ahead, King, do your thing. Because I haven't seen anybody I said, maybe she just don't know. Okay, this was all before the video and the comments and all that other stuff. And the cockiness in her voice where it was like, so what? So what? It was cockiness from the video, and it was the cockiness, sorry y'all, my computer about to die, and it was the cockiness from her comments that she was saying. And it was like anybody that even not necessarily just criticized her, but just asking questions based off of what she was saying. She was deleting people's comments like left and right. Like she didn't want to hear it. If you wasn't agreeing with what she was saying, X out. Now I thought the whole YouTube thing was not to just agree with everything someone says, but to have, a nice conversation amongst everybody and share information among each other. Not if everybody ain't gonna agree with you. Even if you are 100% right, everybody's not gonna agree with you. Just like everybody ain't gonna see you as being wrong, even if you are. It is what it is, because we're dealing with perception of how they receive stuff. But it was basically like everything this man Ringo was saying, you could see it through this video. We are not the same. I'm like, it just stood out, which made me go back, and now I'm really want to look at all the details of that. Maybe I had clouded my mind and just wasn't looking at. But like I was trying to tell her in that video, DoorDash, maybe it's just your delivery on how you coming across. Because literally every single video, you're asking people for money. You're saying you're gonna give them their Cash App so they can send you money because you're broke. Even when you get money, maybe you need to budget yourself better. Maybe you need to use the David Ramsey zero-based budget, or the what it's called, the zero-based budget all dollar app. Basically what I was telling her, where it basically assign every dollar of your money out, so that way you're not just not that you're spending every dollar, but just assigning it and saving it up, so that you ain't always crying broke and always having to come back to your community to ask for money, because maybe that's why they're thinking you are scamming. Now this was before the COVID-19 thing, but that before I really got into it and I was looking at the details of that. But prior to me doing that, I was talking to her on her video, basically telling her it just probably the delivery of it. Like, if you don't focus so much on the money aspect of it, then people can hear what you are saying better. Because like I said before, the motivation part of her video is teaching, even if it's not teaching in the style that you're used to being taught at. She's teaching through life experiences. I still agree with that, if she's doing it sincerely and she's being honest about what she's saying is happening. The problem with lying is nobody really can tell when you're telling the truth. So the truth might even look like a lie if you done built everything else around a lie. So when I say stuff about her, I always say if or whatever, unless it's confirmed through her. And last night in that video that she deleted, she had confirmed everything these men and these people were saying about her. Something was a little off as well. I'm still trying to, because even with her in that video, it was something just not quite right when she was making this video. So, and I'm not gonna throw out what I thought maybe it was, but something was off. Right? And then she ended up deleting the video or whatever. And typically in DoorDash fashion, if you go back from the time she blew up to last Saturday night, when DoorDash release videos, it's multiple videos in a day. This particular night, after all that had went down, homegirl didn't post the next day until late that day. And then when she come back, she basically telling folks, about the prophetic dream that God gave her, and everybody was gonna have money. God told her this 8 months ago, but she failed to tell it, but now she's telling, so everybody about to get paid. Okay, that's anybody that know God. No, everybody can't have money. Everybody can't have abundance, or everybody can't have every single thing they need. Although we pray everybody needs to get supplied, it just don't work that way realistically. Business don't work that way realistically. So she was basically feeding people false hope through her video, basically. Just say it what it was. But what it seemed like she was doing was trying to try to make herself look good, to make herself appear better than what she did the night before, because the night before just seemed like, so what, but now it was, oh, God had gave me this dream 8 months ago, but I wish I would have shared, but I didn't. But if I did, and you're hearing this video now, almost trying to validate herself, that's not how the power of the Lord works. He will give you something, you'll reveal it, and then when it happens, then she can go back and say that. You don't tell about a dream that you had after everything had happened, supposedly a dream you had, and then try to align it with what's going on. That don't even first work like that. But after saying all that, and then addressing the haters and stuff like that, and saying, well, God told her that y'all gonna make money off my name. Like Ringo TV has said, you literally told people to use your name, to copy your videos, to do exactly what you do. Now, in doing it, y'all, you're promoting her, not yourself, unless you have something about you in it. In the video, you could talk about her, but you still need to talk about yourself, not just her, in order to make people want to hear what you have to say, or add value to whatever she says. And that's the part. There's motivation, but she's never telling anybody what to do in any of the videos. Never. And I think that's the biggest part about charging the $19 for absolutely nothing. Yeah. Charging the $19 for absolutely nothing because, she told people she wouldn't charge because she was so blessed about what everybody was doing. And then later she charged. Now, initially, I would say that would just be like any entrepreneur and that's trying to grow and expand, right? But you still gotta have something in there. I said, so I think I made a comment on somebody's video earlier tonight, and I'm like, because they were saying they was bashing. I said, but you keep saying she's motivating you, but what is she motivating you to do? She said, well, I feel motivated because she was the reason why I started recording videos. I've been on YouTube for a long time, and because of her videos recently, it made me want to go back. I said, and it's good. Just because somebody doing something that's wrong don't mean something good can come out of it. That's the good part. Hold on to that. But you don't have to stay in their foolishness until they get it correct because they motivated you to do something else. And I think that's the part a lot of people are doing. They don't want to feel like they're walking away from her because she helped motivate them. But if the motivation was used for destructive purposes, it ain't good. Detach yourself from that until she can get it right, and then you can come back later, right? Just like she played victim in 2019, she's still playing victim now. Like, so when I was talking to the girl, I'm like, what is she motivating you to do? She's motivating you to donate her money and buy a product that has absolutely nothing in it. I mean, other than the hype and the woo-hoo-hoo and whatever, we call that in sales, we call pumping up the room before we get started with our stuff. That's anybody in sales know that. So she's selling you a pipe dream. She's selling you a pipe dream. And people have bought it hook, line, and sinker. And people like myself, because you always want to see the good in people, especially when you're invested in them, is going to try to find out, not necessarily find, but try to side with people are just being negative and people are just trying to tear them down. That's why I keep saying, stop looking at the hype and just listen to her message. Her message is still the same. One thing about a lie change, but the truth gonna remain the same. And her truth is she needs money because she keep going through it, and she using her subscribers / followers to get that money, one way or the other. She using y'all through cash apps. She using y'all from I can't get necessarily say she using y'all from the subscriptions and the views, because that's the whole purpose of YouTube, to get it. But that's how she's getting it. And now she's using y'all from the bogus blueprint ebook that has absolutely nothing in it. Not one person has said any useful information. I mean, at least normally when you buy something, people be like, well, it is some good stuff in there. And I hate to laugh, but on that, it's hard not to. Like I said on one of the videos, she might as well have took a picture of herself, put it in the ebook, and said, go research on YouTube about how to be a content creator for $19. I mean, so she motivated you to buy an empty ebook. I didn't purchase it. I did not purchase it because I do a lot of research on YouTube itself, and I did start a experiment on my YouTube where it's called Let's Beat the Algorithm. It's not tricks or whatever. It's Let's Beat the Algorithm, YouTube algorithm experience 2024. And basically, I had found an opportunity to where I could, now that I'm focusing into with YouTube, I can take you through my journey and my walk from beginning to where it blows up, or if it never blows up and I decide to quit. It's just the experiment to try out different things that I have learned over the years concerning YouTube, and what I've learned from other content creators doing research, as well as from the interview that the founder of YouTube actually did. Y'all would be surprised what this man done told y'all about his system that he created. And basically, YouTube algorithm is just a big, huge database where it's getting all the information it needs for you. I almost think that YouTube is like a open door to the AI world. So all these years, not just YouTube, I think it's YouTube, Facebook, and everything else was gathering everybody's data and everybody's ideas and dumping them into the AI technology to make that technology a little smarter than what the humans are, because basically you're taking everything from the humans and then you're giving it to these freaking computers. And you can see that somewhat through the bots and stuff. The bots that they got controlling some of this stuff with all the social media, not just YouTube, every last one of them. So truly the YouTube is you. It is you. But I'll go back into more of that in a later video or whatever. But just wanted to kind of elaborate on DoorDash and what this woman got going on. It's not that people are trying to bash her. It's not that anybody is trying to down her. It's not that anybody is trying to tear her apart. People make mistakes, like another YouTuber said, and I have said on a lot of statements. Tamara Life Journey, Life After 5, Tamara Life Journey 989. A lot of people have gotten comments from me over the years, so I'm well known throughout the YouTube as far as comment on stuff or whatever. But as far as recording and stuff, I haven't really been. I got a few videos on here now, don't get me wrong, but I haven't been dedicated to trying to turn this into content creation where I'm actually trying to make a profit from it or whatever. It was just recording videos, and it was almost like I could write a book about myself without actually writing a book about myself for my future family. That's kind of what I was looking at it as, until I learned of other ways of using it. But I'm getting off of subject here, but when it comes to her, everybody ain't just bashing this woman. They're not. Everybody's not tearing her apart. She's doing an awesome job of that herself. Like I've said many times before, you let people talk, they'll tell you who they really is. You can only show or pretend to be something for so long, right? Whoever you are, it's going to show. If you get money, all that money doing, when the Bible said money is the root of all evil, all that is saying, it's not that the money is evil, it's just the love of money from people is the evil part of it. So all it does is show you who you really are. And unfortunately, it just seems like right now, that's who DoorDash is. But that's who DoorDash is. And she's showing her true colors. And last night, she really showed her true colors. And I could be missing some of this stuff because it's Monday, I think, now. So some of the stuff that was said ain't as fresh in my head as it was back on Saturday, because I wasn't logging anything down. Matter of fact, the only reason I had that short clip was because as I was reading this and just listening to the video, it was a kind of unbelievable what this woman was saying. Some of the stuff she was saying, something just said, take a picture of it. And I went to go back in to start taking pictures, and I could not get in. It kept saying error. So I went up under my daughter account and I went to look, and that's when I noticed, it ain't on there. She just took it down. So I quickly made a screenshot of just to show that it was actually there, but she just took it off. I'm assuming the only reason she took it off was because everybody was asking questions. And one of the questions that I asked her on mine was, we know what everybody did for you, but what have you did for other people? And maybe if you share some of that, maybe people wouldn't think you have this hidden agenda, because if all you asking for is money, 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 when you're making money off of people and then saying you're not going to charge, and then you charging people for content, it may come off as you're not being genuine as they thought. So I think it might be in that delivery process of what's going on. So I just like I told her, I'm the type of person, I don't assume absolutely nothing. If I have a question or concern about something, I'm just gonna come straight out in action. That's the part that people don't like about me all the time. You know, I'm real straightforward. I'm gonna be honest as possible with you, but I'm real straightforward. You know, let's cut through the bull. Why you keep having to ask people for money? Why is money the driving force through all your videos? And it's not money that you're helping people obtain, or you yourself is obtaining from just simply the YouTube content creation. It's the money that you're asking for. That's the issue. Is you constantly asking people for money and then making it seem like it's the people that really making you ask for the money, even though you don't want to ask for money. That's where the fakeness and the fraudulent and the scamming is coming off on. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. I do wish her the best. I hope she especially with using the Lord's name and God's name, I really hope she repent, for some of the stuff that she did, and just simply ask people for forgiveness and move on. It ain't too late. Move on. Just learn from this and don't continue to do this. But if this is you need to stop doing that DoorDash. If this just is who you are, stop, because you're really taking advantage of kind-hearted people. And people, wake up. Wake up. You don't have to drink the juice of these people that are just feeding you stuff just because you're nice, just because you want to see people prosper, just because you see somebody who might resemble the underdog in you finally making it. That could very well be true in everything I just said, and they still be fraudulent and a scammer. All right? It seems like this is the new age scam. How they used to call older people to get them to donate because you were telling them that a loved one was hurt and send the money or whatever. Over 50, quit your job, get on YouTube, make all this money, promising everybody all this money, but in the same breath asking for money because you ain't got it to make it to for another 14 days, 15 days, 20 days before you can get your check. That ain't right. DoorDash, you got to do better than that. DoorDash, not DoorDash. DoorDash, you got to do better. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Love, peace. Keep God first.